What is up, guys? James here from the Light of Riga YouTube channel, and in today's video we're going to be doing a reading for all my Capricorn Sun sign friends. If you were born between the dates of December 22nd and January 19th, then you are a Capricorn Sun sign, and this reading is for you. Today we're going to be looking at money and abundance, how it fits into your life, what you need to do to bring more of it, what is blocking you from it, and it's going to be an eye-opening spread that's going to teach us a lot about how you relate to money and how you can improve your relationship to money. So I hope that it's very beneficial for you today. Let me introduce you to my crystal friends. I've got several crystals here with me. This one here is a smoky citrine, very, pretty rare, and it's great at getting down to the shadow aspects, the root shadow aspects of your being. Then I've got a lab treated amethyst, which is basically a man-made citrine. They make it in the lab. They just heat up amethyst to a certain temperature and it becomes citrine. So we got that here with me. I also have a natural citrine from the Congo with a great channeling face, and I've also got a tumbled honey citrine with me here. I brought all this citrine because it's a crystal of manifesting abundance, and I thought it would be a good energy to have at the table. I'm going to be using the Mystical Tarot, which is a very unique, very quirky deck. I think you'll enjoy it. And let me just say that this is a general overall reading for my Capricorn friends. Not everything's going to apply to you in a specific way, so take what you will, leave the rest. If you want a more specific reading tailored just for you, then head on over to my Etsy shop and you can get a reading where I tap into your energies. But as it stands, this is a general reading, and I would ask if you would please give me a moment to center myself and ask the tarot cards the question: what are the energies of Capricorns surrounding money and abundance? Alright, that ought to do it. Let's cut the deck. Deal out 6 cards. I'm a perfectionist. And then last thing we'll do is I'm going to ask the Earth Magic Oracle what message it has for Capricorn Sun sign friends regarding money and abundance at this time in mid-July. Let me ask that. Alright, and we will take a look at the Earth Magic Oracle at the end. Alright, so let's get into it. The first card we're going to look at here represents how you relate to or how you see money. And we've got the Empress. Oh, what a great card. Give me a moment to just reflect on this a little bit. This tells me that you guys have a very abundant sense of money. Money, it just comes to you in abundance, and you guys love money is what I'm getting from this card. Remember, this is a general overall reading. It might not apply to you in a specific way, but for the most part, I get the feeling that Capricorns, you have a very maybe loving, nurturing sense of money. You see money as something that is going to benefit you in a multitude of ways. You feel safe when you have a lot of money. You feel comfortable. And from what I know of Capricorns, you guys are kind of, driven to succeed a lot, and money is sort of like the reward of success. So I guess you guys do feel like you're accomplished when you have a lot of money. You feel like that you've done something right, that your purpose has been executed when you have a lot of money. And so I get the feeling that you have a pretty close relationship with it, and you kind of I hate to say that you need it, but you kind of depend on it heavily for emotional balance is kind of the sense I'm getting from this card. Yeah, okay, so that's how you see money. Let's go over here. This card represents what you need from money. And we've got the Hierophant. Oh, interesting. Okay, this card is telling me that you need to see money from a more spiritual vantage point. For a lot of you, I get the feeling that, your beliefs and thoughts and feelings about money are kind of centered around what you've been taught by society. And society kind of has one way of looking at money, which is, I hate to call it the wrong way, but it's not a spiritual way of looking at money. A more spiritual way of looking at money is to understand that it's a form of energy that is constantly flowing. And if you're open to the flow of energy, more will come to you. If you're closed off to the flow, then you're not going to receive as much. Whereas society is like, you work hard, you get money. And that's kind of like a motivational tool to get people to work hard. But that's not necessarily the truth. You think about the people who are the wealthiest in this world, they work the least. Okay, besides homeless people, they work the least. Even homeless people are out there begging for money. That's work, right? But the CEOs of companies, they play golf all day. Okay, but they make the most money out of anyone, right? So I think that's it's all about allowing that flow to come to you. Not to say that hard work won't get you money. I'm just saying that that's not a complete requirement. Is what I'm trying to say. So a more spiritual outlook, and that could also imply that you kind of need to see money as maybe more of a tool and less of as a necessity, right? I mean, you could build a house without a hammer. It makes it easier, but you don't necessarily need it. And so that's sort of one way to look at money, okay? So I think what you need is a more spiritual outlook on money, and maybe see it more as how it fits into your life rather than how you need to bend your life to get it. That's kind of the feeling I'm getting from that card. All right, let's move on. This card represents what you already have in regards to money, and we've got the Six of Cups. Give me a second with this one. Okay. This card says you're kind of is telling me that you're kind of open, you're kind of giving, you kind of have a younger, maybe what's the word I'm looking for? Not younger, but you have more of a, I hate to say childlike, but less adult. How about like a teenager? How about that view of money? And I think that's great. You're very open to giving to people, and you're open to being emotional as far as that giving. So I'm getting the feeling that you guys are kind of like I can't find the right words right now. Let me take a second to breathe here. Yes, I'm getting the act of giving, the act of sharing. Sharing is a good word to be using. You're very good at sharing your money, sharing your resources and your abundance. I say the word money, but I'm also talking about, abundance, basically, is what I'm really talking about. Money's just wrapped up in that, I guess. And you're good at sharing. The people you love, you will share with them, and you're open with them, and you're very empathic. That's a good word. Yeah. Come on, words. You're very empathic when it comes to other people. So you're very generous with your money and how you share it with other people, especially those closest to you. So that is a trait that you are possessing now, and that's a trait that you should continue to possess, because that's what you do well. That's the good aspect of how you relate to money. So keep that up. Don't stop doing that. Be sure that you're, and when I said the teenager type energy, is like you're not totally like obsessed and enamored with money like some other signs might be, possibly. So that's a good sign as well. Okay, so let's move on to blockages. This represents what blockages you have in relation to money. We've got the Seven of Pentacles, and oh boy, this is kind of echoing what I said earlier. I get the feeling that a blockage for you is the idea that reaping what you sow requires a lot of work. It's the mentality that the harder you work, the more money you get. And I'm here to tell you that's not necessarily true. I already told you about the CEOs playing golf, right? And you got to work smarter, not harder. It's basically the gist of this card, Like I said, it's a mechanism. It's a tool to make people, feed the cogs of the machine, to make them think that the harder they work, the more money they get. And it's the hardest working people get minimum wage. They work 10 hours a day, 6 days a week, and they're on a wage salary, whereas the person with the a salary, a yearly salary, is comes and goes oftentimes from the office. So what I'm trying to say here is the blockage that you gotta ground yourself into your job. You got to pound yourself into the ground in order to make a lot of money. And I think that's a blockage. It's stopping the flow of money to you because you're telling money how it has to come. You're dictating money. You're going to come this way, and that's the way it's going to be. And the universe is saying, but I wanted to give you all this money that had nothing to do with you working. But you say, no, money equals work, work equals money. And that's a blockage, and it's stopping money from coming into your life. So we'll see what this card says. This card represents steps you can take to improve your relationship with money. We've got the High Priestess, and this goes along with the Hierophant. I have a feeling that they're kind of echoing each other. We got a lot of people seated on thrones here. Anyway, I think a step you can take is it's time to start asking yourself those tough questions. The High Priestess is about going inside and really asking yourself, who am I? What am I doing here? What do I want to be doing here? And as far as a step you can take to improve your relationship with money, I think you need to get a little bit more spiritual with it and start to find out what you truly feel about money, what you truly think about money, not what society has taught you to think or taught you to feel. I mean your truer, higher self. And you're only going to get there through meditation, through internal reflection, through just going inward and finding your true self, your soul, and what your soul wants. And once you figure out what your soul wants, then it's going to be so much easier for you to figure out how money really truly should fit into your life, because then you'll know what path you're supposed to be on. So I think in order to improve your relationship with money, you need to ask yourself those tough questions. Is it really my purpose to work as much as I can, to acquire as much as I can? Is that really my purpose? And I think that's a good place to start. And if you take it from there, who knows where you will end up? Okay. So let's look at this last card here. This card represents the outcome if you make the changes described in this spread. We've got the King of Wands. Oh my. This perfect. So if you kind of look inwards and figure out what it is you truly want, then you will know what actions to take, and then you'll be taking action that is in alignment with your life purpose rather than that is in alignment with societal purposes that they've kind of taught you. I know I'm talking a lot about societal programming in this spread. I don't know why it's coming up. I just talk about what the cards say, okay? And the cards are telling me that if you make these changes, you're going to be more knowledgeable and wise concerning your true path on this planet, and what steps and actions you need to take to get on that path and stay on that path and reach that path's completion. That's the end of that path. So direction is basically what you're going to get out of this. You're going to have a better sense of direction, and you're going to know which path to take in order for you to succeed in your highest goals and accomplishments. Not society's, but your soul's highest goals and desires and accomplishments. So that is beautiful. That's lovely. I like that. All right. Okay, so just an overview. Let's go back, and your relationship to money is one of nurturing, one of abundance. I get the feeling that a lot of you are pretty wealthy. You attract abundance in a very efficient way, but there's always room for improvement. And what you need to do as far as a better relationship with money is to adopt a more spiritual perspective, and that's going to entail finding yourself, finding your higher self, and finding your purpose. So meditation, I can't stress that enough. If you don't have a daily meditative practice, I think that's something that we all need to adopt, because it attunes us to our higher self, to our soul, and gives us information from a soul-based level rather than a earth-based level. What you do well, though, is you're sharing, you're open, you have a kind of a light, breezy kind of attitude towards money. I get the feeling that you don't place like extreme importance on it. You like it, you enjoy it, you like to share it, and you quest for it, but you're not going to let it control you, is the feeling I'm getting from it. So that's what you do well. What blockages, though, is that you have this predefined notions that money has to come in a certain way. And when you have these predefined notions of the way that money has to come, then you make it so that money can only come in that way. So this card is about expanding your way of thinking, and That's what this card is about. Expanding your way of thinking, expanding how money can come to you, and really thinking about what your life purpose is so that you know that you're on the right path. And that is going to be the outcome. You're going to get on the right path of your soul, basically, your higher self. And that's a beautiful thing, okay? So before we go, let's take a look at the Earth Magic Oracle. We asked it what message it had for my Capricorn Sun sign friends as in regards to money and abundance, and we got autumnal, autumnal. There we go. Autumnal equinox release. To me, this card is about shedding the dead weight. You know, when autumn comes and the trees start losing their leaves, they're just getting rid of what they no longer need to survive. They're going into like survival mode, basically. And I think that's what's needed here for my Capricorn friends, is that it's time for a release. It's time for the shedding of what no longer serves you. I know I talked about a lot about society in this reading, and I think that's part of what you need to shed. You need to kind of shed the programming that we've all undergone in order to have a healthier relationship to money. You have to undo sort of the I would go as far as calling it brainwashing. You got to kind of remove that and undo it so that you have a more healthy viewpoint of money, and you can allow it to come to you rather than you having to break your back to go get it. And I think that's going to free you. It's going to make you feel renewed, just like the trees do, you know, in the spring. They go through this release, but it's not a permanent thing. That, you know, they regrow as a result, and they grow back stronger and brighter and healthier because they've gone through this hardship of release, basically. So cool. That is my reading for my Capricorn Sun sign friends concerning money and abundance. Remember, this is a general reading and not everything may apply to you, but if you want a more specific reading tailored just for you, then head on over to my Etsy shop. The link is in the description and in the card, and we can use a variety of spreads to answer any question that you may have concerning your life, so I would appreciate it if you go check that out. Please leave a like if you enjoyed this video and got something out of it. It lets me know that I did something right. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, then put those in the comment section below. I'd love to hear what you have to say about things. And if you really enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing so that you stay up to date on all these videos, which I release regularly. Alright guys, I really appreciate you coming by and checking out this video. It just means a lot to me that you're getting something out of it. So leave a like if you enjoyed this. Happy taroting. Peace.